Trinity Comics, and this is part of my entry into Jernos Comics 100 Subs contest. He asked us to show something we do outside of our YouTube or comics or whatever that's not comic related. And this is a three-part answer to that. First of all, I'm a huge Christian. I love Jesus, and Jesus saved me, saved my soul from going to hell, and he's changed my life a whole lot. I used to be extremely overweight and addicted to drugs, and I ended up in the hospital, and Jesus put me on my back to bring me, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was laying in the ICU, all these machines hooked to me, and I remember laying there and thinking that, how did I get here? And I started talking to Jesus and talking to God, because I grew up in a religious family. We were going to church all the time, but I just kind of backslid out when I got older. And I remember telling God that if he would pick me up out of that bed, get me up out of that bed, that he could have me. And here we are 5-6 years later, and I haven't stopped serving him, not one bit. But I love Jesus. I go to church every Sunday. I hadn't been able to go lately because of my mom breaking her hip. Been helping take care of her. But there's that. I'm a huge Christian. I know a lot of y'all on YouTube don't know that about me, but I really felt that that's something that I need to express. That because word of testimony and all, but. And the second part to that answer, second part to the answer is, I used to love to draw when I was real little, going up through school, and I drew all the time. And here's actually something that I drew. This is, if you can see that, it's Wolverine. I drew this the other night. I actually posted this on the Blast to the Stash at Facebook page, but I drew this just sitting around watching comics watching YouTube the other night. And watching everybody's channels, and I like to get on YouTube sometimes and look up Jim Lee draws so-and-so, or or whatever, to see Jim Lee draw stuff. He's my favorite artist. And I saw this other guy, you see those related videos on the side, and there was this guy, how to draw Wolverine, I think it was. I looked that up, and this is one of the pictures the guy drew, and I just kind of looked at that and kind of went with it on my own. And I added the cigarette in his mouth because that's Wolverine, But I actually play guitar. He mentioned playing guitar in the video that he was explaining to everybody about. So I actually do play guitar and I sing. So I'm going to sing and play guitar a little bit. If it's horrible, please don't give me a thumbs down. This is a contest entry. So I've played guitar for about 20 years and played in a few bands when I was younger, but when I got older, I started having problems with arthritis, and I don't get to play as much because it kind of hurts. But I'm gonna play a little bit of Shinedown's rendition of "Simple Man" by Leonard Skinner. Mama told me sit beside me, my only son. Listen closely to what I say. If you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. Oh, yeah. Oh, take your time, don't live too fast. Troubles will come, and they will pass. You find a woman, oh baby, you'll find love. And don't forget, son, there is someone up above. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Try to make simple man be something you haven't understand. Anyway, that's just a little snippet of it. Allergies have been really killing me lately. My throat's been scratchy, so. But this is my hobby portion of it, and I'm gonna go film the rest of that now. So be right back. All right, guys, I'm back, and one of the other questions. Let's get into the questions that he asked. This is for Jernos Comics, and before I get into these other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a big shout out because 100 subs, man, that's a big milestone to me at least. And I just want to say congratulations on doing that. I really like your channel. I think I heard Vince, Simplified Comic Guy, and Don the Comic Book Junkie, and a few others mention your name in some live shows and stuff. And that's when I went to go and check out your channel. And I really dig it, man. I've stayed, I decided to sub you, and because I like it. I'm actually watching that big haul you just came out with. You came out like a bandit on that, I think. I'm scared to guess on how much you spent, but yeah, man, those were some great books. I know all the New 52, Detective Comics, and Batman, all that kind of stuff, man. That's right up my alley. So I've been digging seeing all that. But one of the questions that you asked us to answer or talk about was shout out my local shop. And my local shop, man, it's really just a place for Magic the Gathering, and it's not really a comic book shop. They have like one small little hallway with like comics on each side, and they got this huge big table in the back of it. I mean, a room with the tables in the back of it where they play Magic the Gathering and video games, and they've been dropping the ball on some of my books lately. I'm kind of starting to get concerned that maybe they're going to close the doors if they don't do good with the comic books or Magic the Gathering. I'll just be out, period, because it's the only shop in my town. So it's not the greatest shop. It's called Heroes Haven. It's in Brookhaven, Mississippi. That's where I live. And it's really just nothing much special. I know Don, Comic Book Junkie's got a store called Heroes Haven he goes to, and I saw a video on YouTube of the walkthrough there, man, and their shop's awesome. And this one, not so much. But yeah, I decided not to go in and try to film the outside because the guy that owns it and runs it, he's kind of standoffish. Sometimes he can be okay, and sometimes he just, But yeah, I decided to opt away from that. But one of the other questions that you asked us was show off one of your first comics and tell the story about it. And I actually have the first comic that I remember buying with my own money when I was old enough to take care of them. I used to read, go over to my cousin's house, and he had all kind of books that I didn't have, and I would read those. And he had all those Weapon X and Death of Superman and all those. I remember going to check those out, and I used to really be big into the Jim Lee X-Men run. But this is the first book that I ever bought. We had this store in our town called Wallace's Baseball Card Shop and Video Games, just like pretty much a nerd hub. And I would save up my money and go in there and buy baseball and basketball cards and football cards because I used to collect like Michael Jordans. That's all I was obsessed with, Michael Jordan. But I went in there and they had this book on the wall one day, and I saved up my money and got it. I'm not sure if it was around the year it came out or what year it was that I bought it and how old I was, but I remember I spent like $13 on this book. And this one was on the wall, Spawn #1. Now, I called myself taking care of this over the years, but not really now that I know what I'm doing. I look at it, it's got like blunted corners, spine ticks with breaking color. But I've read it. The staples are still intact on the side, and it's still got the poster in it, and the color still looks pretty good on it. But it's beat up from reading it over the years. I was young, didn't know what I was doing. But I got it in Mylar now. So, but yeah, this is the very first book that I remember actually, buying with my own money and going and buying it. So, this is Spawn #1, and I don't think I ever really read much of the Spawn series. I just know I bought this one because I used to draw him all the time. Like I said, I used to draw when I was young, so of course, this got drawn several times. And my last one is my favorite comic book character, and that was no surprise to anybody that follows me and my channel. It's Batman. Batman's my favorite my favorite book, and my favorite comic book character. And this is I think the thing that got me into Batman, now looking back on it, I think was the 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton in it. Jack Nicholson is the Joker, and Vicky Vale and all that. Because I was 1989, I would have been 9 years old. So I think that was really my first experience with Batman, and that kind of I liked it. I thought it was cool. And then Batman Returns, they had Prince, but I liked Batman from I thought he was cool. What always stood out to me about Batman is he's pretty much sheer willpower and cool gadgets, and like that just kind of shows you anybody can do anything as long as they put their mind to it, and they got the money to fund the gadgets and stuff. But like Batman, he's pretty much the way I kind of see it is he's like DC's version of Iron Man, because they're both playboy billionaires who fight crime. But I always liked Batman, and I didn't even know until the movie Batman Begins came out that Batman was trained by ninjas. I don't know what in continuity that is, but Batman Begins, when he was training with ninjas, I was like, that makes perfect sense, because I used to love ninjas too. And, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I loved them. I don't have any of their books, but I remember watching this cat, J-Roar, on YouTube. And I'll link his channel down below too. And he doesn't do comic book videos. He does like movie videos, and like comic book related movie videos and TV shows, reviews, and talks about all the news, and he plays video games and stuff. But when Batman vs Superman was coming out, he was talking about the Court of Owls, how that was a great, like if we got a Batman solo movie, he would hope it to be Court of Owls. And I was saying, I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up, and he was like, I recommend you, if you haven't never read it, go buy Batman Volume 1 Court of Owls. So of course I went and did it, and fell in love with Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder's Batman. It's just amazing to me. I consider it some of the best that's ever been done for Batman. But this is I actually got this as a awesome act of kindness from Simplify Comic Guy. I only had the trade paperback, but this cat sent me a graded CGC 9.4 copy of Batman Court of Owls. And I was speechless when I opened this. This is amazing. This is my baby, the pride of my collection. And I haven't really figured out how to display it yet. I want to. I want to get some of those, or one of those CGC Mylar book bags to put this in, but you have to buy like a bunch of them, and I only have one graded book, so I don't really see the need in buying all of them. But then again, I don't want my slab to get messed up either, so I may end up doing it and just save it for when I do get more graded books, because I might end up sending some of my other books in one day, who knows. But this is my entry into Jernos Comics 100 subs contest.